Dear students, good morning to all. Now we will going to learn about chapter 11 transpiration in animals and plants. Okay. What is mean by transpiration? Transpiration means to transport. To transport means moving to transport the materials. For example, to transport blood circulation, to transport the blood from uh, to supply to various parts of organs. That is a transport. Okay. In animals and plants. Now we will going to discuss about transpiration in animals and plants. First topic, circulatory system. What is mean by circulatory system? What is mean by circulation? Blood. Okay, what is blood? Blood is a fluid substances. That is a blood. Okay, the blood flows out, but what is blood? Blood is the fluid, flows in blood vessels, flows in blood vessels. It transport substances like digested food from the small intestine to the other parts of the body. Okay, the digested food from small intestine to other parts of the body. It carries oxygen. It carries oxygen from the lungs. The lungs have receive oxygen and carbon dioxide. Inhalation and exhalation process already we learned. Inhalation, exhalation. Okay, so it carries oxygen from the lungs to the cells of the body. It also transport waste for removal of the body. It also transport waste for removal of the body, the wastage material to remove to the body. Okay. Okay, circulatory system. Next, this is a picture of circulation. Okay, all of you see the picture in your book. Okay, all of you see the big picture in your book diagram. Heart, vein. This one is a vein. This one is a artery. Okay, this is a circulatory system. Arteries. Okay, this one is a arteries. Red color. Red color. Arteries. Vein. Blue color. Blue color is a vein. Red color is a vein. Arteries. Okay, red color is a arteries. Blue color veins. Okay. Next, the fluid part of the blood is called plasma. Underline the word, students. All of you see your book, underline the word. Take your pencil and underline the word. Book page number 122. All of you underline the word, students. The fluid part of the blood is called plasma. The fluid part of the blood is called plasma. Underline the word. One type of cells are red blood cells. One type of the cells are red blood cells, which contains red pigment called hemoglobin. Underline the word, students. It's very important, 1 mark. Okay, one type of cells are the red blood cells. Red blood cells means the short form RBC. Okay, the short form RBC, which contains the red blood cells, which contain which type of pigment? Hemoglobin. Hemoglobin pigment. Okay, hemoglobin binds with oxygen and transport to all parts of the body. The hemoglobin binds with which one is the bind? Oxygen. Oxygen binds with oxygen and transport to all parts of the body and ultimately to all the cells. Okay, it will be difficult to provide oxygen efficiently to all the cells of the body without hemoglobin. Okay, underline the word without hemoglobin. The presence of hemoglobin makes blood appear red. Underline the word, students. The presence of hemoglobin makes blood appear which color? Red color. Okay, so RBC cells have contained hemoglobin pigmentation. So the blood is red in color. Okay. Next, the blood also. Next, WBC. There are two types of bloods. Okay, RBC. Three types of blood. RBC, WBC, and platelets. RBC means red blood cells. Okay, the red blood cells have red in color. Okay, red in color. The red blood cells have contain hemoglobin pigmentation. So, RBC cells is red in color. That's all. Okay. Next, WBC. The blood also has white blood cells. Underline the word, students. Students, all of you underline the word. The blood also has white blood cells. White blood cells, WBC, which fight against germs that may enter our body. Is very important. Underline the word. Which fight against germs that may enter our body. Okay. Which fight against germs that may enter our body. Okay. Next. Blood was coming out from the cut. After some time, he noticed that bleeding had stopped and a dark red clot had plugged the cut. Okay, the clot is formed because of the presence of another type of cells. Underline the word, students. Another type of cells in the blood called platelets. Underline the word, bracket the word. What is platelets? The clot is formed because of the presence of another type of cells in the blood called platelets. Okay, bracket the word. What is platelets? The clot is formed because of the presence of another type of cells in the blood called platelets. Okay, next listen, all of you see blood. The blood transports substances in the body. It has fluid part called plasma and cells like red blood cells RBC, then white blood cells WBC and platelets. Blood is a fluid substances. The blood have three types of blood: RBC blood, WBC blood and platelets. RBC means red blood cells, WBC means white blood cells and platelets. Okay, blood main function: transport substances in the body. Blood main function. What is the main function of blood? What is the main function of blood? To transport. Okay, to transport all parts of the body. That's all. What is the main function of blood? To transport all parts of the body. Next, red blood cells. Red blood cells contain pigment called hemoglobin. Is very important. Okay, red blood cells contain a pigment called hemoglobin. Its main function, red blood cells main function, transport oxygen. Okay, red blood cells main function, transport oxygen. Can you understand, students? Okay. Red blood cells contain pigment called hemoglobin which transport oxygen. Okay. Next, white blood cells. White blood cells main function. What is the main function of white blood cells? It fights against germs and protect us from disease. What is the main function of white blood cells? Fights against germs and protect us from disease. Okay, next, platelets. What is the main function of platelets? Help in clotting of blood. Help in clotting of blood. The blood clotting during blood clotting, it involving the platelets. Okay, during blood clotting, it involve the platelets. Okay, blood. Listen, all of you listen once again. Blood. Blood is a fluid substances. Okay, fluid part called plasma cells like red blood cells. Its main function to transport all parts of the body. Okay, there are three types of blood cells: RBC cells, WBC cells and platelets. Okay, can you understand? RBC cells have contained red pigment called hemoglobin. Its main function. What is the main function of red blood cells? Transports oxygen. Red blood cells main function, transports oxygen. White blood cells main function, yes, fight against germs and protect us from disease. Platelets main function, it helps in clotting of blood. That's all. Okay, can you understand? It's very important, students. So listen carefully. This one is a red blood cells. All of you see the picture. This one is a red blood cells. This one is a white blood cells. All of you see the picture. Red blood cells. This one is a white blood cells. Purplish color white blood cells. Okay, then this one is a plasma. This one is a plasma. This one is a blood vessels. Okay, can you understand, students? Are you clear? Okay. This is a blood types of blood cells. Okay, next one, blood vessels. Next one, blood vessels. Okay, there are 3 types of blood vessels. Okay, blood vessels, there are 3 types of blood vessels. What are the 3 types of blood vessels? What are the 3 types of blood vessels? Arteries, veins and capillaries. Arteries, veins and capillaries. Okay, arteries, veins and capillaries. Listen, there are 3 types of blood vessels. Arteries, veins and capillaries. Okay, listen. Arteries carry oxygen, rich blood from the heart to all parts of the body. Arteries main functions what? What is the main function of arteries? Arteries carry oxygen rich blood. Is very important. So, all of you should underline the word. Okay. Wait. All of you first listen. Arteries main function carry oxygen rich blood. Carry oxygen rich blood from the heart to all parts of the body. They have thick walls. Arteries have thick walls. Next, veins. Veins main function carry carbon dioxide rich blood from all parts of the body to the heart. Can you understand? Arteries main function carry oxygen. Veins main function carry carbon dioxide. Can you understand? Are you clear? Okay, all parts of the body to the heart. Veins. Veins have thin walls. Arteries have thick walls. What is the difference? Okay, what is the difference between arteries and veins? Arteries carry oxygen rich blood from the heart. Veins main function carry carbon dioxide rich blood from all parts of the body from the heart. Arteries have thick walls. Veins have thin walls. That's all. Next, capillaries. Capillaries are thin blood vessels which join arteries and veins. That's all. Capillaries, thin blood vessels which join arteries and veins. Okay. Can you understand? Okay. Can you understand, students? Okay. Listen. Next. Pulse rate. Blood flows through arteries at a high pressure. Blood flows through arteries at a high pressure using throbbing movements called pulse. Blood flows through arteries at high pressure causes throbbing movements called pulse. The number of pulse beats per minute is called pulse rate. What is pulse? What is pulse rate? Pulse means what? The throbbing movement in your left hand wrist region. Just 1 second press, you feel the throbbing movement. That is a pulse. The number of pulse beat per minute is called pulse rate. The normal pulse rate is between 72 and 80 beats per minute. The normal pulse rate is between 72 and 80 beats per minute. Can you understand? Are you clear? See the picture. Listen. This one. Okay. The left hand wrist, just press. You feel throbbing movements. That is a pulse. The number of pulse beats per minute is called pulse rate. Normal pulse rate 72 to 80 beats per minute. Okay. Okay, listen. All of you see your book page number 122. Blood vessels. There are different types of blood vessels. Okay. Different types of blood vessels. The oxygen supplies. The supply of oxygen fills the lungs from the during inhalation. Underline the word, students. During inhalation. First you underline the word different types of blood vessels in the body. Underline the word. Then during inhalation, a fresh supply of oxygen fills the lungs. Oxygen has to be transported to the rest of the body. Also, the blood picks up the waste materials including carbon dioxide from the cells. This blood has to go back to the heart for transport to the lungs for removal of carbon dioxide. Removal of carbon dioxide, already we learned chapter 10. Okay, respiration in organisms. Okay, there are two types of blood vessels, arteries and veins. Two types of blood vessels, arteries and veins, are present in the body. Listen. Arteries. What is the main function arteries? Arteries carry oxygen rich blood. Underline the word. Arteries carry oxygen rich blood. Is very important, students. So all of you should underline the word. Arteries carry oxygen rich blood from the heart to all parts of the body. That is the arteries. Since the blood flow is rapid and at a high pressure, the arteries have thick elastic walls. So, these 4 lines, all of you bracket the word. Okay, arteries. Arteries, what is arteries? Arteries carry oxygen rich blood from the heart to all parts of the body. Okay, arteries have thick elastic walls. Underline the word. Underline the word. The arteries have thick elastic walls. The activity to study, flow the blood through arteries. Arteries' main function, carry oxygen rich blood from the heart to all parts of the body. That's all. Listen, all of you see the activity, book page number 122, activity 11.1. Listen. Place a middle and index finger. Okay. Students, all of you do this activity. Okay. Index finger and your right hand on the inner side of your left wrist. Can you feel some throbbing movements? Students, all of you do this activity. Now, why do you think there is throbbing? This throbbing is called, what is? This throbbing is called pulse. This throbbing is called pulse and it is due to the blood flows in the arteries. That's all. Can you feel, students? Throbbing movements. Now do this activity. Students, now do this activity. Middle and index finger of your right hand on the inner side of your left wrist. Middle and index finger. Can you feel some throbbing movements? Yes. The throbbing movements is called pulse. Underline the word. The throbbing movements is called pulse and is due to the blood flowing in the arteries. Okay. Count the number of pulse beats in 1 minute. Count the number of pulse beat in 1 minute. Listen. How many pulse beats could you count? The number of beats per minute is called pulse rate. Underline the word. The number of beats per minute is called pulse rate. That's all. What is pulse? The throbbing movement is called pulse. The throbbing movement is called pulse. What is pulse rate? The number of beats per minute is called pulse rates. That's all. Underline the word. What is pulse? What is pulse rate? Underline the word. A resting person usually has pulse rate between 72 and 80 beats per minute. Is very important, 1 mark. Underline the word, students. The resting person usually has a pulse rate between 72 to and 80 beats per minute. Underline the word. Per minute pulse rate 72 and 80 beats. Students, can you feel the pulse rate? Okay. Okay, next. See the picture, pulse in the wrist in your book 11.2. Okay. Place the middle and index finger, your right hand on the inner side of your left wrist. Can you feel some throbbing movements? Okay. Just fill this column. Okay, 11.1 pulse rate. Your name and pulse rate per minute. Okay. Next, veins. Veins are the vessels which carry carbon dioxide, rich blood from all parts of the body back to the heart. The veins have thin walls. Underline the word, students. The veins have thin walls. Veins are the vessels which carry carbon dioxide, rich blood from all parts of the body to the heart. There are valves present in veins which allow blood to flow only towards the heart. Listen, all of you see the picture, schematic diagram of circulations. All of you see the picture in your book, page number 123. All of you see the picture, schematic diagram of circulation. This one is a lungs. Lungs, pulmonary vein. This side, pulmonary artery. Then heart. Listen, see the picture, the artery and veins. Arteries and veins to join with capillaries. To join with capillaries. Already we learned arteries and veins. Blood vessels have two types of blood vessels, arteries and veins. Arteries and veins to join capillaries. Capillaries means the small blood vessels. That is a capillaries. Okay, all of you see the picture. This diagram is draw in your classwork note. Okay. Next. Do you see the arteries divide into smaller vessels and reaching the tissue? They divide further into extremely thin tube called capillaries. Underline the word. Underline the word, students. On reaching the tissues, they divide further into extremely thin tubes. Extremely thin tubes called capillaries. The capillaries joins up to from veins with empty to the heart. Underline the word. Capillaries means thin tubes called capillaries. Okay. Listen. Next. Heart. What is heart? What is heart? Heart is a muscular organ. Heart is a muscular organ. What is heart? Heart is a muscular organ. Okay, heart is an organ which beats continuously to act as a pump for the transport of blood, which carries other substances which it. Listen, what is heart? Heart is a muscular organ. So it is a myogenic organ. So it is another name is called myogenic organ. Okay. So heart is a made up of muscles. Which type of muscles? Cardiac muscles. Okay. Heart is made up of muscles, and the muscle name is cardiac muscles. Okay. Next, the heart is located in the chest cavity. Underline the word, students. The heart is located in the chest cavity. Page number 122, 23, third paragraph. The heart is located in the chest cavity with its lower tip slightly tilted towards the left. Hold your fingers inwards on your palm. That makes your fist. Your heart is roughly the size of your fist. Okay. Can you understand? Hold your fingers. Students, do this, students. Hold your fingers inwards on your palm. That makes your fist. That makes your fist. Your heart is roughly the size of your fist. Next, listen. What will happen if the blood rich in oxygen and blood rich in carbon dioxide mix with each other? The heart has four chambers. The heart has four chambers. The heart has four chambers. Atrium and ventricle. Two atrium, two ventricle. Right atrium, left atrium. Right ventricle, left ventricle. So, the human heart have four chambers. Okay. The two upper chambers. Listen. Listen students. The heart have four chambers. All of you see, the heart is an organ, muscular organ. Then its main function, transport of blood. Okay. Then heart is located in chest cavity. Okay. Then the heart have four chambers. The two upper chambers called atria. Atria means atrium. Atrium means singular. Okay. Then two lower chambers are called ventricles. Two lower chambers are called ventricles. Okay. So, two upper chambers, two lower chambers. Two upper chambers have right atrium and left atrium. Two lower chambers have right ventricle and left ventricle. Okay. See the picture in your book, page number 124. See the picture students. This is a structure of human heart. Listen, this one is a aorta, pulmonary artery, pulmonary vein, right atrium, left atrium. Okay, already we learned right atrium and left atrium, the upper part. Okay, then lower part, the right ventricle and left ventricle. Okay. Next, the mixing of blood rich in oxygen with the blood rich in carbon dioxide. Okay. So, the functions of circulatory system from the right side of the heart. See the picture 11.3. Right side of the heart. See the picture 11.3. The schematic diagram of circulation. The schematic circulatory system. All of you see the picture. Schematic circulatory system. And flow the arrows. Okay. Flow the arrows. The circulatory system starts from the right side of the heart. Right side of the heart. These arrows show the directions, blood flow from the heart. All of you see the picture, schematic circulation diagram. Next, heartbeat. The walls of the chambers of the heart are made up of muscles. These muscles contract and relax rhythmically. Underline the word students. The muscles, contractions and relaxations rhythmically the process. This rhythmic contractions followed by its relaxations constitute heartbeat. Okay, listen. The wall of the chambers, there are the human heart have four chambers of heart. Two atrium and two ventricle. Right atrium, left atrium. Right ventricle, left ventricle. So, human heart have four chambers of heart made up of muscles. The muscles name cardiac muscles. Okay. Okay. These muscles, contraction. These muscles, what is the main functions of heart muscles? What is the main function of heart muscles? Contraction and relaxation. Rhythmically process. Same time, at the same time. Contraction and relaxations. Contractions means systolic movement. And relaxations means diastolic movement. That's all. Okay. This rhythmic contractions followed by its relaxations constitute a heartbeat. Underline the word. Okay. The rhythmic contraction followed by its relaxation constitute a heartbeat. Remember, the heartbeats continue every moment of our life. Okay. Okay. If you place your hand the left side of your chest, you can feel your heartbeat. Do all of you students? Students, all of you do this process. If you place your hand on the left side of your chest, You can feel your heartbeat. Can you feel? Okay. The doctor feels your heartbeats with the help of an instrument called stethoscope. Underline the word, is very important. The doctor feels your heartbeats with the help of instrument called stethoscope. Underline the word, students. A doctor uses the stethoscopes as a device to amplify sound of the heart. Okay. It consists of a chest piece that carries a sensitive diaphragm, two earpiece and tube joining the parts. See the picture. The structure of stethoscope: tube, earpiece, then chest piece. See, heartbeat. The wall of the heart is made up of muscles. The muscles contraction and relaxation, rhythmically producing heartbeat. We can feel heartbeat. We place the hand on left side of the chest. The human heart beats about, underline the word, 70 to 80 times per minute. Okay. Then stethoscope. What is the stethoscope? It is a device used to hear sound of heartbeat. It has the chest piece, two earpiece joined by tubes. That's all. That is a stethoscope. Earpiece. This one is a chest piece. That's all. This one is a stethoscope. Listen. All of you see the activity. 11.2. Take a small of funnel. Take a small of funnel 6 to 7 centimeter in diameter. Fix a rubber tube 50 centimeter long tightly on the stem of the funnel. See the picture. Okay. Okay. Then stretch a rubber sheet on your mouth funnel and fix it tightly with a rubber band. Okay. Put the open and the tube on your ears. See the picture, the model of stethoscope. The activity. So students, do this activity. Okay. The rhythmic breathing of various chambers of heart maintain circulations of blood and transport of substances to the different parts of the body. So animals as sponges and hydra not possess a circulatory system. Okay. The water in which they live brings food and oxygen as it enters the body. The water carries away waste materials and carbon dioxide. It moves out. These animals do not need a circulatory fluid like blood. Okay. Listen. All of you see the box. The English physician William Harvey. William Harvey first discovered the circulation of blood. Underline the word. First discover one more question. So students should all of you underline the word. The current opinion those days what blood oscillates in the vessels of the body for views. Harvey was reticulated and was called circulations. He lost most of his patients. Okay. So the Harvey ideas about circulations was generally accepted as biological fact. That's all. Okay. William Harvey discovered the circulation of blood is one more question. So all of you underline the word. Who discovered the circulation of blood? William Harvey. Okay. Who discovered the circulation of blood? The William Harvey discovered the circulation of blood. That's all. Can you understand, students? Are you clear? If you any doubt, you contact with me. Okay.